Today's video, we're going to talk about the Dura 12 speed. Now this video may contain sensitive information that may cause some individuals to critically think. Some individuals, if you have an allergy to critical thinking, please turn the video off now. Okay, let's get into it.
This is the truth police. All right, we're going to give you some objective truth here. The new Dura 12 speed, I've been hyping it up for a few months now, and let's get into it. Let's get into it, shall we? All right, so we're in here with Google here, Dura 12 speed. We'll get some copyright images up here. So we're looking it up. It's all over Google Images. Blah 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 blah. Here we go. This is Bike Radar. This is from the Tour of Belgium, Baluz, whatever it's called. So you can sort of see here we've got 12 speed. Will I get this? No, I won't. But if you want me to get a group set for review purposes, give the video a thumbs up. If you want me to buy this group set as soon as it comes out, give the video a thumbs up. If you don't, give the video a thumbs down. Why wouldn't I buy it for myself? Because 12 speed. You know, it's Gen 1, genuine 12 speed. I've got 12 speed SRAM, and I can't tell the difference between 12, 11, 10 speed. Even 9 speed is good enough for me. So I'm a Dura fan here, Shimano fan. I'm using Shimano Dura for 21 years now. Hey, 22 years. I've got my first Dura group set in 1999, so 22 years ago. The old 7700 Grupo. The issue is Gen 1 product, you don't know if it's going to crack. This is what happens to your Dura cranks. This is an Ultegra crank, Ultra Gary, and they can split. So hopefully the new 12-speed crank from Shimano solves the problem. This happens a lot more than it should. Dura 11-speed or Ultegra 11-speed cranks cracking and failing, causing crashes. Basically, the crank is two-part and it just unbonds. And so always check your equipment, all right? Regardless of what brand you're using, you should be cleaning your bike and you should be giving it the once over and checking it out. So just want to get that off the bat. I'm not one of these channels that are just going to give it a hype up because they're getting paid by Shimano or they're going to the annual meeting or the Christmas party, whatever. You come to my channel, you subscribe to here because you want the objective truth, not industry truth, not industry bias. And I do have it as a cat above me. I do have a lot of friends who work in the industry, so again, but they all know what I'm about. I'm not here to step on anyone's toes and be a douche. I'm just here to give people the cold hard truth, the objective truth, for people who want it, for people who can handle critical thinking. I definitely come across super arrogant, and I understand that, but put that aside. I'm not here to make friends, so I don't really care who I fan. I'm just here to give people the absolute truth when it comes to bikes, fitness, fake natty bras, etc. Training, nutrition, weight loss. So, how well would it work? I've got the 11-speed Dura DR2, the 10-speed Dura DR2, all of them, and they work fantastic. They work really, really good. Let's click on the Bike Radar here. Let's look over here. Will there be a rim brake? There is a rim brake version. I do have a contact that Shimano has assured me there is a rim brake version. It could be the last ever rim brake version they do for Duras. It could be. That's not confirmed yet, but there is a rim brake version coming out, as you'll see. In the Tour de France, in some bike race coming up soon, you'll see a rim brake version coming out. So what I like about these cranks, the 11-speed cranks, the ones who don't crack and fail, is you can run the absolute black 4630 on this. So this is a 46 big ring and a 30 little ring. People are like, oh, well, why would you need that? I live in Florida. That's cool. But I like doing steep climbs, like epic climbs. And I rate myself as a climber, and as a runner. If you're a decent runner, you're a decent climber. And so I like having that cadence, that 90 cadence. And, having these sort of chain rings got me the KOM in Penang, Malaysia, which is a brute of a hill. So if you think a 4630 ring, not that I'm trying to justify, but people out there who think, oh, I don't need that. Like, anyone who says that's pussy gears, get them to go and get my KOM on a road bike up Penang Hill. It's still there. It's been 2 years and no one's got the KOM. Primarily because the gear ratios, I'm letting the cat out of the bag there. So this is the Team DSM, which is the old Sunweb team, which is the old Skill Shimano team. So it's obviously, I think it's Iwan, what's his name, the director of that team, got a contact at Shimano, got a good relo there. So yeah, so it's they're prototyping it, not prototyping it, they're the first team to have it, in the world tour that we're aware of. And so a photographer by the name of Dion Kirkhoffs or Korvos, I got that wrong probably, but they snapped some shots here, and it looks like a cross between, ETAP Axis and Di2 having a few drinks and hooking up, and there's the 9 months later we've got this. And the cranks look like Sora cranks. So for me, just from an aesthetic standpoint, I'm not digging it. I'm not digging it. But the rim brake version, I suspect, will look a little bit better. The rear derailleur, it's got that, that derailleur hanger thingy there, so you can run a bigger cassette. It looks like you can run a 40 cassette on here. A 40 cassette on here. Remember that time when I did that video, Dear Shimano, and they listened and they made a 40 cassette compatible rear derailleur. It wasn't technically 40 cassette compatible because we were doing the road links there in Thailand. The cranks look like Shimano Sora. They look cheap. They look like a Praxis. They look like between Praxis, Sora, and the old 9100. Had a bit of a menage or a tra, and that's what you got coming out of that 9 months later. Should have got a vasectomy. I think these are probably the best looking cranks Shimano ever made. What do you reckon? And the 7800s, pretty good. The 7800s don't crack, but they have an issue with compact cranks. You won't be putting a compact crank on a 7800 crank. So yeah, it's looking pretty basic there. It's got a power meter in there. Again, Gen 1 power meter. I'm going to stick with stages. Thanks for that very much. But I'm sure, I'm not sure. I'm hoping that this Di2 12 speed shifts as good as the current 11 speed and 10 speed, which shifts amazing. Di2 Dura Ace and Ultegra is the fastest shifting product on the market. ETAP's not even close. Axis not even close. Next up would be SRAM Red. SRAM Force even. SRAM Force and SRAM Red. Crisp, bang, bang, bang. Perhaps even the SRAM Force 10 speed is the fastest ever mechanical group set in terms of shifting speed. It is crazy crisp. It is DR2 level. SRAM Force. It's amazing. Not many people know that. But that's the beauty of myself having so many bikes not being sponsored, or half truth there. Semi-sponsored, but sponsored in the fact that I'm allowed to say whatever I want about a product. If I like it or not, I'm allowed to have free reign. So for me, SRAM Force, not sure how that worked out, but potentially the fastest shifting bang bang mechanical group set out there. What does this mean for all the current 11-speed group set owners? It means that parts are going to get cheaper on the Facebook marketplace. The Gumtree, there's going to be people offloading. Because when we went from 10-speed to 11-speed, all the 10-speed stuff was just like, that's peasants. Peasants is 10-speed. It's peasantry. Same with on the mountain bike scene, we went to SRAM XX1, and then all of a sudden the XX 10-speed is like peasantry stuff. So that's what we're going to see now. The barristers and the surgeons, everyone's going to be scrambling to get this 12-speed Shimano stuff, which is just that's the trend that goes on. So they're going to be peasant prices. You'll see a big dump in the market value of 11-speed bikes. A big dump, like huge. When 11 speed's fine, when 10 speed's fine, when 9 speed's even fine. 9 speed's probably my favourite, really. 9 and 10 speed, because the derailleur doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. The hanger can be a little bit out, etc. But 12 speed, these bikes are going to be such a pain in the ass to fine tune. 12 speed there's not much margin for error there at all. There's the least margin of error. Next will be 13 speed, unlucky 13. So you're going to have integrated hydro cables going through the bars, through the one-piece stem, through the fork steerer. And to build these bikes and get them fine-tuned, I would not want to be a bike mechanic in 2022, 2021 even. It'll be absolutely frustrating, pain in the ass, and you get these barrister type people coming with their bikes and like complaining about it, and fair enough, they do, but they don't understand that this is the stuff the industry doesn't need, but the industry's trying to make some coin to appease the people like the barristers and the surgeons and the S-Works Club, 99% of them, who just want the latest and the greatest to rock up at the Sunday ride on their keto diet and say, hey, I spent 20 grand on the bike and give me some status here. My sunglasses are worth $500 and this is a $400 helmet and I've got a $500 jersey, give me some status here. I've got some clout because I've got an FTP of 60, so I need some sort of establishment status here. And that's fine. More bums on bikes, I'm all for that. I'm glad that this golf has become cycling now. Cycling's become the new golf. It means that there's more infrastructure on the roads, there's more politicians who ride bikes, there's more lawyers and surgeons, there's more people who ride bikes, and that is a cool thing. Alright, so that's the credit where credit's due, and the offside of that is now the industry is creating all this junk product. I call it junk product, or I should call it high maintenance products, and it's less performing products. Because some people might not be junk for them, okay, so I'll take that back. Some people just love their Venge or their Cervelo S5 or their, Scott Foil integrated stuff, and that's fine, They love the maintenance that they do it themselves, and okay. So I shouldn't call it junk. I should call it high maintenance product. Unnecessarily high maintenance product. Fashion product. But it's all good. So anyway, that's the deal there. That's I'm just going to give you the review that no one else is going to give you. The cranks might fail. 12 speed is really hard to fine tune it. Harder to fine tune it, not harder to fine tune it. It requires more maintenance there. Got to get that derailleur hanging. If you get knocked, you got to straighten it really, really good. You're going to be locked in to Dura-Ace cassettes at the moment, which is fine because if you're using squirt lube or you're waxing your chain, your cassettes last forever. If you're using any other lube other than squirt or waxing, your cassettes wear out a lot quicker. If you're using that black grinding paste lube, Tri-Flow, Finish Line, which I used to use back 20 years ago, and it's good stuff back in the day, and then you're like, why is my chain wearing out so quick? And then you go to squirt lube, and you're thinking, is my chain ever going to wear out? Or you start waxing your chain, and you're like, is my chain ever going to wear out? So shout out to Badger Wax. Badger Wax are putting out a great value product, because again, with the wax stuff, you got Molten Speed Wax, etc., etc. Some people are charging a lot of money for wax. So if you want some high quality stuff, check out Oz Cycling Oz, Steve there, and also Badger Wax. But yeah, that is the deal there. So yeah, that's the deal. 12 speed, not a fan. I've owned it for the last 3 years with SRAM, and I would never ever buy 12 speed again. It's just so much fine tuning to be required. Extra faff for unnecessary build performance gains. That's the video there. Thanks for watching. See you on the road.